Hey everybody, this is Doomhammer with another 32-team franchise quarterback update, and this is the Pittsburgh Steelers over the 14 seasons. Let's dive into it. So the first quarterback was the one I started out with, which was Tommy Maddox with Pittsburgh. He only went 3-7 with the Pittsburgh Steelers before I ended up moving on from him. They went 3-7 between that 2001-2002 season with Tommy Maddox, and he didn't really play much at all for my team. So when we look at his career stats, he played a lot more in real life than he did in my franchise, so I kind of ruined that for him. But he never really did much in my franchise. As you can see, he was a backup for San Francisco and Seattle after his Pittsburgh stint, and that was pretty much it. Then you had Cordell Stewart, and I did a little bit more with Cordell. I think that year, because I think I started off with Tommy Maddox, and I gave Cordell some chances to start. He went 47-35 in his entire career with the Steelers. Then he went to be a backup for Michael Vick in Atlanta in 2003. He went to Washington, started 2 games for them, but lost both of them in 2004. And then he was the backup for Dante Culpepper in Minnesota. So in his career, at 13,884 yards, most of it was with the Steelers. As you can see, compared to his real life, it's very comparable. However, he did a little bit better with yards in his real life. He had a few more touchdowns rushing, and I threw 2 more touchdown passes, and then I threw less interceptions. So kind of a mixed bag for Cordell Stewart. Now, the quarterback that was supposed to maybe turn the franchise around after that and maybe get them in a position where they did not need to draft Ben Roethlisberger or a 2004 quarterback was Jake Plummer, where Jake Plummer did not do very well in my franchise with the Cardinals, and in real life, he ended up jumping ship from the Cardinals to the Denver Broncos. But instead of Denver, he went to Pittsburgh and went 6-10, and actually got Bill Cowher fired. So Bill Cowher ended up leaving that season and going to the Browns, and then we brought in Lovie Smith for Pittsburgh. And from there, we'll talk about that history. But he went to Dallas and went 2-4 in 2004, then was the backup for the Eagles before being out of the league. He was an example of a quarterback in my franchise where I don't judge them by their overalls. I try to judge them by how they play. And Plummer was like an 82, 84 overall, but he just played so poorly. I never did well with him. And so he faced the consequences of not playing well. When we look at his career, he had 9,000 fewer passing yards. Of his 20,000 in his career, most of it, he had a small fraction of it coming from Pittsburgh with 3,000. He had a much better career in real life than in my franchise, but because of that, it led to drafting Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger was Rookie of the Year, and he won 2 Super Bowls. Now, in real life, I think he had been to 2 more and lost both of them because he won in real life against the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals, but he lost to the Green Bay Packers. Maybe he was only at 1 other Super Bowl. That's right, he didn't lose 2, he lost 1. So he hasn't had that other Super Bowl appearance in real life that he did in my franchise. So my franchise is just Rookie of the Year and 2 Super Bowl victories, but a 98-82 record. When we look at his career, he's at 38,569 passing yards, 346 passing touchdowns, 212 interceptions, and then over 1,000 rushing yards and 13 tutties. He's got a few more seasons to go, and he's in real life he had a few more seasons after this. So we will see if I'm able to chase the 418 passing touchdowns and 64,000 passing yards. Not sure if I can. He might be able to pass the rushing. That's a good chance he could get 7 more TDs and over 320 more yards in his rushing. I've already passed him with interceptions, so I've thrown more picks with Roethlisberger, but he's got 2 Super Bowls, so shut up. He's fine. Then Byron Leftwich, he was the backup for Roethlisberger, played 1 game. And so he was 1-0 as the Steelers' backup. He had been with Dallas. He was drafted there in 2003. He went to Tampa Bay after Pittsburgh and actually went to the Super Bowl and basically lost the Super Bowl because he threw the ball to Jeremy Maclin? I forget. It was some very important wide receiver who caught the ball in field goal range. So the Buccaneers, all they had to do was kick a field goal to win the game over the Patriots and be Super Bowl champions. And the guy fumbled. I thought it was Maclin. And he fumbles the ball, and the Patriots recover it, and the Patriots win the Super Bowl. So Byron almost has a Super Bowl victory. He does have an NFC Championship victory, though, with the Buccaneers. And then after that, he was a backup in Denver, Tennessee. He was with the Saints, and after I think it was Tim Tebow started to suck, Leftwich came in, went 3 of 8 in his starts, and now he's back as a backup in Buffalo, and now he's just a free agent. He might have been picked up mid-year. We'll see where he lands at the end of the season. So he had 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception with Pittsburgh, only that 1 start. In his overall career, he did better in my franchise than in real life, so I'm happy with that. 14,444 yards, the 4.444, almost double touchdowns, almost double interceptions, and then I ran more with him, just 1 touchdown shy of matching his real life. Another backup was Brady Quinn. So Brady Quinn was 4-13 with Chicago before they gave up on Brady Quinn after 2 seasons. He went to be the backup in Pittsburgh from 2009 to 2010, went 3-2, did pretty well. He had a chance to be the backup for Peyton Manning when he went down for his season career, or his neck injury when he was out for the entire season. Took the Colts to the playoffs. Second year, took him to the Super Bowl, but lost. And so he was kind of the guy, but the Colts decided they wanted to move on with Kirk Cousins, which hasn't really gone well. And then Brady Quinn became the backup for the Bengals from 2011 to 2013, but not much success there, and he's kind of been a journeyman backup since then. Now, compared to real life, he's been awesome. So he's actually been a real starter in the league, unlike when he was with the Browns, where he didn't really get a chance to start a full season. So he had almost 1,000 yards with Pittsburgh, 11 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 54 rush yards. That was enough to give him that Colts second chance, where he got 12,838 yards in his career, over 100 touchdown passes, 77 interceptions, compared to his real life career, which was very, very less than spectacular. So when we compare this with the all-time pass leaders, as you can see, Roethlisberger takes the number 1 spot in yards and touchdowns. Then it's Terry Bradshaw, Cordell Stewart, Neil Diamond, and then like Bubby Brister and Bobby Lane, Jim Finks. And it's going to be like that for a while. So Roethlisberger is the anchor to this team, and he is clearly showing it by being the franchise guy with 2 Super Bowls. He might get another one. Who knows? Pittsburgh is winning the division right now, and anything can happen in this franchise. But anyway, this is the Pittsburgh passing leaders and quarterbacks in my 32-team franchise. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll keep this going with more teams and more quarterback updates. I'll try to do some running back videos. Like I think I'm going to do like league leaders in rushing, and then like who were the league leader, the team rush leaders for each season, and maybe highlight specific running backs that took interest. Maybe do like a rushing leader historical stat line like I'm doing with the quarterbacks. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy this series and you're enjoying the years I've put into this and all the different record keeping I've done, just to show how the league is completely transformed as I've played every game of this franchise all on offense. So hope you enjoy it and hope to see you in the next video.